um, a big like coat, like army greenish,
Hmm.
um, and then large boots, and just very similar to what I look like now, but with a cool coat.
Oh yeah.
Um, and yeah, not kind of smaller as a person, but could get you. You don't know.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right, Ben, tell us what Marco looks like.
Okay, Marco is 5'5"
Hmm.
and very stocky build. Built for hockey, if you know what those types of people look like.
Yep.
He's got shoulder length navy blue hair. It's dyed and it's up in like a messy bun. And he's got a cybernetic eye that has like a white iris with some like circuitry on it. And he's got a hand that looks like it's made of metal, but it's hard to tell kind of what's going on because he's wearing like toe to tip, just wearing big baggy clothes, and they're all black, and carrying a shitty little backpack.
Almost looks like a wannabe trauma team member. Which
Big
is
time.
apt, yeah. So yeah, the two of you get a good look at each other. Do either of you want to say anything?
um, I would like to try to see if I can figure out what they're thinking, like what they're coming. Are they coming towards me or just looking at me?
He's
Or
just
are
standing
you?
looking at you. He's just standing
Okay.
looking at you. And I do think he would speak up as soon as he sees you stand and like cross your arms and like give him the look. I think he'd be like, do you see anybody peeling out of here with a car? An
Um,
unarmored car?
no, I didn't. I'm assuming it was
Fuck.
yours.
Yeah, I just rolled into town, uh stopped for some choo-choo, and some asshole stole my car. So
Don't have locks, or was it locked?
I may have forgotten to lock it.
It's not your fault. Sometimes I forget to lock mine. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine many people would fuck with an armored car, you know.
And then I want to check and make sure that I locked it before I leaned against
Yeah, you kind of from your cross arm standpoints, you just pull one arm and
it.
make sure it's locked.
So, um, what, uh, what's your name?
uh Marco. um I'm trying to find the nearest like trauma team or some sort of medic group. I'm not a licensed practitioner of medicine, but I've got some valuable training that I would like to use here in Night City burbs. And he's just standing as awkwardly as fucking possible, just like trying to be like crosses his arms and then puts a hand on his hip and then just kind of like scratches his neck, like he can't figure out what kind of stance to hold
Mhm.
because he hasn't spoken to anybody in the past few days. So
um, so are you good at it?
well, yeah, I was very close to getting my um, degree, but yeah, just I can do some medical stuff.
Can I see if Grace, like what's going on with Grace and Lester? Like, are
Yeah,
they
you see Grace in the window, and she's
okay?
kind of holding on to the curtains, watching the exchange. She lives next to a combat zone, so she knows all about it. You didn't see Lester, so you assumed he's probably out at work.
Okay.
Um, you know that the two of them kind of alternate shifts most days. They only see each other in passing. Um, so,
Okay.
you know,
So I will ask. I'll tell. Well, actually, I'll introduce myself. Uh, so hey, I'm You can call me Metal. It's kind of a nickname, but
Like the
that's all you need to know
music.
for now. Like music? Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought I meant more like, and I just point at like the armored car, but it's cool. Yeah, same. I mean, same. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Um, you here, wait or don't wait, but I have a thing that I have to do, so I'll be right back if you're here, and if you're not, then I'll still be here. But you okay? Okay, and then go see.
Yeah. Yeah, Grace quickly lets you in and closes the door right behind you and locks it and says, "Do you know that man?"
Uh, Technically, yes, I do now. I didn't, but now I do.
Okay.
You were saying you were having that health thing. Oh, I have the stuff for you.
Oh, thank you, dear. It's just I've got some mouth problems and teeth hurt and sometimes got some lesions in my mouth.
Okay, well, that person out there says that they are a medic or something. So,
She kind of looks out through the kind of windows next to the door, and you see that she's hiding a pistol in her bathrobe. Are you sure? I Lester
I'm not
says,
sure, but you have a pistol. I'm also armed. Two against one.
okay, yeah, okay, he can, yeah,
Okay, okay. I'll go. I'll go. So
okay,
then I want to go back out to Marco.
yeah.
Um so can we see how you do? Like they inside they have a problem and you're a medic and uh can I or both of us, I guess, we'll see how good you are. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I could go for a patient
Okay.
and then he'll follow her in.
Yeah. So just to kind of move things along,
Hmm.
uh, uh, Marco, you immediately walk in and you see that Grace is packing. Um, your mom used to do this kind of thing, have a bathrobe on, and just basically have a gun in the pocket, and you can see that through a bathrobe. What are you doing? But you can tell she doesn't know any better. And you take one look at the inside of her mouth, and you're like, oh, this is like six things in one, and you can't do anything about it. This is tooth decay. This is just being working paycheck to paycheck and not being able to go to the doctors ever, um, and probably onset of some sort of cancer.
I think he
Uh,
would try to offer her some sort of palliative, like pain management.
yeah, and she says, "Oh, that's what Metal just gave to me." But after you look at her and she apparently trusts you, and she says, "Let me get you. You look like you've been walking for a while. Let me get you some lemonade." And she brings you both back into the kitchen, serves you a glass, and says, "So it's election day. Have both of you voted? It's important. It's the city
Yeah.
council and the mayor and."
I don't really live anywhere, so
Oh,
I don't I don't think I can vote since I don't live like uh, it's like a nomad thing. Like
well, I assume you don't know who's running then. Well, that's all right. Just trying to get people to vote to change things for the better.
yeah, like so it is important, and that's good that you're doing it.
Well, Lester should be voting today. If you're going into the city, could you please look out for him? You know what he looks like, Metal.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out.
Thank you. Well, I don't have much else for you. I'd offer you some cookies if I could bake with everything, but
Would I have anything like a chocolate substitute or something like that, maybe?
that's real high level stuff even
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah.
someone like you. So I would
Okay.
say no.
Anything sweet,
Um,
dessert like?
nothing that you would carry on you
Okay.
on a run like this. No.
Okay, I got gum. You want it?
Oh, I
Oh,
would
I'd be thank you, but no.
not with those teeth
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Might not feel great.
So
Um,
yeah, eventually Grace leads you both outside of the house and thanks you both. And she closes and you. It's not hard to hear that after she closes the door, you can hear her sobbing a little bit.
uh, so what? So after we get kind of away from the door, so hopefully Grace can't hear us. I want to ask what was actually wrong. Like if I could tell that there was, or would I be able to tell that there was something?
You know that her teeth are bad, but
Yeah.
nothing that Marco would know better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So I just kind of want to ask what the diagnosis is, or like what he saw.
sure.
Yeah, she is pretty early in the stages, but she's got some very bad looking mouth cancer going on.
Hmm. Yeah, it's not good. Is there anything specific? Like, I don't know. You might not actually know, but if there was anything specific I could get for her.
I mean, unless you can get some sort of way to do chemotherapy for an affordable price, I don't see anything helping.
Okay. Well, if you can tell that just by looking, you're probably a pretty good medic. So that's kind of like a job interview. And I'd say you passed for me. Uh, if you want to hang out for a while, if unless you have somewhere to go.
I mean, somebody stole my car. I was just kind of heading into town to scope things out, and here you are. So I'm cool with hanging out.
Cool. Just don't touch anything in my car, and we'll be fine.
Gotcha.
So like I open the passenger seat,
Mhm.
and there's like a specific way to open the door. So open it.
Yeah. So where are the two of you headed? You headed deeper into Night City?
Um, yeah, I'd probably maybe just like drive around, keep an eye out for Lester, for Grace, and
Yeah.
just kind of see what's going on until I hear back from somebody like
Yeah.
tire
Yeah,
iron or
okay.
someone.
Yeah. Yeah, so the two of you, the last we see of these two, they pull out into the street and the camera kind of pulls up back to go see the skyline of Night City during the daytime as they start driving towards it. And the camera then fades to black. And we sit there for a moment and we hear a gentle, like, boo, boo, boo. Good morning. This is the end of your lease of this coffin pod. We hope you've enjoyed your stay in the Night City Coffin Hotel. And Taharka, you're being woken up by the alarm clock you set with the computer system in your little private coffin. You wake up in that kind of cramped space. How you feeling?
I feel like shit. I hate these things.
How long has it been since you started living in them?
Um, well, That thing with that guy was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So about that long.
Okay.
2-3 months probably.
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of shimmy out of the little coffin and hop down and look up at the kind of 20 by 20 stack of coffins on each side of the little hallway you're in. A lot of people are already up for the workday. You you got a little bit more lax schedule, so you're probably waking up around 9:30, 10, maybe a little bit earlier. So what do you got on your schedule? You've got a meeting with another fixer. Highlight is his name. What else do you want to do today?
Uh, well, I do want to try and. Well, what time is the meeting with Highlight?
Uh, Highlight. He's probably around 2, 3 after lunch sometime. So hopefully
Alright.
enough time for you to vote if you want.
I'm definitely gonna do that.
Okay.
But I do want to try and scope out where I'm gonna meet him beforehand, just to make sure
Yeah.
everything's on the up and up.
Yeah. So usually Highlight likes to meet in the middle of certain districts, and he works a lot with corporations. So he's usually in the downtown area near the med center and near the corporate center of the city. So that's probably the most convenient place for him. So what are you thinking? Maybe a little bit district or two out of there?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Just something that isn't necessarily his favorite ground, if I can help it.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. So you
Um,
gonna how are you gonna move around the city today? You gonna walk or are you gonna try to take the subway?
uh, he is gonna walk for a couple stops and then hop on the subway.
Okay.
Usually, when he gets out, he's pretty stiff, so he'll check his pockets, make sure that that thing is in the left and that thing's in the right, and those
Mhm.
things are there. And he'll just kind of stretch and flex, and the shoulder's been bothering him a little bit lately, so he gives it a little bit more attention as he's walking down the street.
Yeah, you definitely, especially sleeping in these coffins, are never going to do good for your shoulders or any sort of bone structure that a human has. So you walk a little bit. It's typical night city morning, especially in the Japantown district that you were sleeping in. You walk for a little bit and you hop on the subway, and there's no data terms in this area for you to vote in, and you like to be clandestine about it. So
Yeah.
definitely in a place like Japantown, you're going to be watched. So going outside to another district, and it's probably a good idea. But while you're on the subway, it's they've got a little rundown of who's running for all these positions. And you as a fixer, you know a little bit more detail than someone like Marco or even Metal would know. So for mayor candidates, you got Lucius Rhine. He used to be a city councilman. He was a city councilman during the Fourth Corporate War back in the day when some of the corporations in Night City messed up the world. And the other one is Jonathan Beam, like a beaming smile kind of guy. He's a formal city council member as well. You know him that he's more corrupt than Lucius is, which is a little bit of a feat. But he helped orchestrate deeper corporate control of the city. And as you're running down all these names, you're just like, okay, what corporation am I connecting to everyone with? And as you get into city council, you got Kimiko Yoshinobu, which is clearly Arasaka, ties Cassandra Molyneux, who is a shareholder at Trauma Team International, Dorian Gomez, a former Petrochem lobbyist, and definitely would bring in some Tutu subsidies for the producers, mainly Petrochem. Paula Bennington, she's marketed as the people's candidate, but you know that she's only a puppet of Infocom. And she's just there to like peddle that and then get everyone's personal data and like shoot it out to everyone else. And then probably the worst is Michael Torrance, former Militech executive. And you heard from Highlight and from Blaze a little bit the last time you talked to her. that Torrance is trying to push for a new type of prison. No more of this. No more of the holographic prisons where people just go into virtual reality and plug their brains in for what feels like years. This one is you get a collar sort of apparatus that monitors everything that you do, and even if you've got like a weak prison sentence, the moment you put those collars on, you step off of the line that they told you to. A month added, and then it just keeps going. If you step out of line, those collars will just pop a drug in you, knock you out, and then once that happens, you get another month because you made the jail spend money on that injection. So none of them are good.
No, I hate all these motherfuckers.
You know. Yeah. And by that time, you come to that realization. You kind of make eye contact with someone else on the subway. It looks like a solo, one of those hired mercs. You kind of give each other the nod after you're both looking at the list of candidates, and you get off your station, and you're in corporate central. You get out and you look up, and the skyscrapers extend so far into the sky it almost blocks out the red sky that these corporations fucked up. And after a little bit of looking, you eventually see Highlight. He's kind of tall, a little bit taller than someone for his build. It's pretty damn thin. He wears a long brown trench coat. He's got a deep umber skin tone, really bright auburn eyes, and definitely with that color of his eyes, he's definitely got some sort of augments in. But he's all about like trying to get into the high life, as just like his name. Tarka, how you doing, man? It's been a while, and by a while I mean 2 days.
Yeah, well, would have been sooner, but you know how business is.
Oh yeah. You got anything on your docket? You got any jobs, or are you looking?
I'm looking actually. I think that last coffin fucked up my shoulder, so I think I want to get a little bit more like you if you catch my drift.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. You looking for a corporate gig?
I'm gonna pass
See.
on that.
I knew you would say that. It's a smart move, but it's comfort levels, you know. Definitely more money in corporate, but
But it's corporate.
yeah, I hear you. And as he says that, you see his eyes, and he's just like, "Well, I'm being a hypocrite again. Good job for me." But he looks at you and says, "I got a lead. There's a bartender at the Night Owl. She works nights, but her name's what is it? I think it's Umbra. Let me." He pulls out a little notepad, which looks like real paper, which you haven't seen in probably since you were a kid living with your parents. Yeah. And he says, "Yeah, Umbra. She's a bartender in the Night Owl, that nightclub at the top of the skyscraper down in across the street from that one place, Afterlife. Yeah. So she's got some stuff. I heard she was looking for fixer, you, and also a netrunner. I know you run with a few, but is LaTroy still in town, or I'm not sure. Anyway, you do you. You can go and talk to her. All my gigs I've got right now are corporate, so.
Hey, I mean, can't live the high life if you aren't doing the high life kind of work, right?
That's exactly what I would say. You know me too well, Tarka. You know me too well.
Hey,
well,
man, no shame in the game.
Thank you for that. That makes me feel good. Thank you. But I gotta run. You've got my number. I know you like to talk in person because of monitoring stuff, and I get that too. But yeah. You need an emergency? You want to meet up? You know where to reach me. Yeah. I got a beeper. Touch. Yeah, I got a beeper now, so now I won't miss any of your messages because it'll vibrate on my hip, and then I can look at my phone.
It's the way to do it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'll catch you later, Tarka. Stay safe. Oh,
All right, you too, man.
be careful. Just in the med complex in the next district over, there's some protests about the election. So just just be careful, you know.
Got it.
All right.
How long ago did they start?
20 minutes, probably while you were in the train.
Shit. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, you got it. Don't vote on any of the.
I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So where are you headed? You want to head over the. So the way voting works in Night City is there's kind of these information terminal computers at like large intersection corners, like city maps that they've been putting in New York.
Mhm.
But they're more information. Like you can look up, hey, where's this business? I need to go here, and that kind of stuff. Of course, they're all monitored by Infocomp, um, but that's where all voting is happening. You would like put in your ID, and it registers and says, okay, here's your vote. They don't really control them so much because they control all the candidates. So, but you know that the next district over, where the protests are happening, is also where the least controlled data terminals are. With all the gang activity that's popping up in Night City, it's probably the safest place. And as you're thinking about that, you get a buzz on your phone. It's from Latroy, an associate of Blaze. And he's basically saying, hey, um, haven't heard from Blaze. She hasn't woken up. She's also looking for work. And she needs to get out of that. She needs to get out of the apartment. Um, hit her up if you have anything.
I think I have something for her. How long has it been since she left?
Since she left the apartment, probably 2 weeks.
Shit.
You
All right.
you know how she gets. She'll just get in a hole and game all day.
Well, I mean, you know, everybody needs their thing, right?
Yeah, she is literally still writing off of the funds that we scored on our last gig. So thank you for that, by the way. But
Yeah, man, no problem, no problem. I got
we
you.
need more.
I got something. I got something in the works. I'll go check with her and see if she wants to do it.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So where are you
How
headed
about you?
first? Oh, Latroy. He says, school's good. Just worried about her. I'm okay. Like I've got work that I can line up. Got good leads. Some of them corporate, but just trying to keep my head above water.
Fair enough. Just be careful with that corporate shit. You know
Yeah,
how I feel about it.
I know. Yeah, and you're right most of the time. It's just it's getting harder and harder to pay rent.
Well, only set it up that way, so I can't fault you.
Yeah,
Just watch your back. That's all I'm gonna say.
you too.
Will do.
The Troy hangs up. So where are you headed first? You're gonna go find Blaze, or are you gonna go vote first?
Um, does Taharka know where her place is?
Yeah. You've been there once or twice. But she keeps pretty tight lid on the place. So probably be hard waking her up from the door itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh, mm, he'll head over to Blaze first, and hopefully he can miss the protest if possible.
Yeah. So she lives on a pretty secluded district, actually where the across the street from the Night City Police Department. So it takes you a few hours to make your way over there, and after the subway and all that cramped and that hot air, you're just gonna hoof it. It's not worth it. Now it's about 11:30 to noon, 12 p.m. and Blaze, you are just waking up after a long night of more monster, some G fuel, continuation of gamer fuel from our timeline, but a little bit more. Has aspects of Choo Choo in it, So it really pumps through your system. You finally wake up. Uh, tell us what your apartment looks like, Blaze.
The apartment is generously studio, but it's sort of partitioned off into three different sections. There's Latroy's sleeping area, which has a generous curtain in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Blaze's section, which kind of has overflown slash merged with the general area.
Mm-hmm.
And the general area is very much half kitchen on one side, half gaming slash net running setup on the other side.
Hell yeah. So what's your
Yeah.
net running setup look like? You've got a whole deck, right?
I got a whole deck. She has an old modified Elysia deck that she's got sorted there. She's got cables. What have I got her as? She's got low impedance cables, so it allows her rates to get up a little faster in this.
Yeah.
So
Especially
Yeah.
Gets lower drain on her body. So
exactly.
that's
Exactly.
perfect. So
Yeah.
eventually you wake up. You don't have an alarm set or anything because you don't need that. And do you just immediately like pull up a game, or do you go get some food?
So I'm gonna check first if Latroy left any food.
Yeah, he did. You know, he always leaves that. It's sitting in the microwave, but it's like a little not a hot pocket, but like a hot burrito, kind of in a little cardboard thing. And there's a note
Yep.
on the microwave like, "Hey, don't forget to eat. Uh, games can wait. Your body can't. Um, and make sure you go outside and vote. I don't care what you think, just vote."
She's gonna sort of smile and then give the little eye thing and then
Mhm.
give a scoff and then toss the note into their trash can.
Okay.
And then she's just gonna say, "Microwave, 42 seconds, please."
Boom,
And then
boom.
she's gonna hop in her gaming setup.
42 seconds. Thank you, Blaze. And the
You're welcome.
The microwave starts going. What game you pull up? You playing something retro or something new?
Now we're gonna play because Gravity Dude season 2 just updated, so
Yeah,
I wanna get on that. So she's gonna hop
Okay.
on and she's gonna give a scritchy scratch to Gooby and be like, "Morning, sweetie. Time to wake up."
Good morning.
Oh, jeez, did you charge last night?
No.
Oh my gosh. Well, here, and she'll just take a cord and attach it to Gooby, who is in a black painted tennis ball with a hole cut into it for the camera, and has a small scale drone attached to the top of it, and just sort of affix him to the top of her gaming setup, and turn on her lights,
Yeah,
and then yeah.
a few of his rotors will go off so that he aligns himself, but his little like almost Pixar lamp head just kind of looks at you and says, much better.
Oh, good.
And
All right.
it's right after you boot up and you start in one of the first levels in Gravity Bros, and you hear a knock on the door, and there's only like 3 people that have the guts to knock on your door. One of them's Latroy, which you know his knock. It's a lot kinder than that. The other one is that one cop who took a soft spot on the two of you, Officer Jeffers. And the last person is Taharka, but he's only knocked on your door probably twice before. It can't be him.
Yeah.
And at that moment, the burrito finishes. And you hear the boom boom. All done.
Launch, please, microwavy.
The door opens and you hear a burr, 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 and it goes and lands almost perfectly on the chair on the desk there where your gaming setup is.
Yes, didn't hit the floor. And then she's just gonna start eating. And then she's gonna ignore the knock for right now and just start up her stream.
Okay. Immediately, probably like 20 people are in there immediately, and they're like typing in the chat.
What's up, gamers, namers, and in-between queens? It's your girl, 420, Blaze at 69, coming at you with another blazing hot stream today. Hey there, who we got in chat? Megalithic, hi. FFS Steak 13, nice to see you. Hi, Solid Snarf, how's it going? All right, we're gonna load up Gravity Dudes Season 2 here and get some content. Get some content going. And then she's just gonna eat a piece of the burrito.
All right.
One second. We're gonna go to intermission real quick. I know we just started. One second. And then she'll like cop off that. LaTroy, you can come in.
Does it sound like LaTroy?
No. And she's just gonna stand up and go over and like look in the peephole. Oh. Yeah. And then undo the first lock, the second lock, the third lock, the fourth lock, the fifth lock, the sixth lock. And then like with the chain still on the door. What's up, Taharka?
You, apparently.
That's a good one.
Right. Okay.
Do you need something?
I think I got something that you need. You got a minute?
A job? Okay. Slams. Chain out. Flings the door open. Sits back in her seat and spins away to face him.
Okay.
Let's talk business.
Riley, tell us what Blaze looks like.
Blaze is about 5'1". She has neon green hair. She's pretty slim. She has sort of that build where you can tell she was previously really athletic, but she's by no means like put on weight, but she's at a normal body weight and like not as toned as she used to be now. And she's wearing what can be best described as corporate DIY punk, where she takes certain things like blazers or like things from the corporate world and reappropriates them. For instance, she's currently wearing a blazer as like sweatpants and just like a crop top, tank top.
Hell yeah. All right, Taharka. Tell us what Taharka looks like.
Taharka is currently wearing a hoodie with a vest over it. Pretty sensible pants and shoes. He's obviously not hard on his luck, but nothing too flashy. And you can see the buffalo tooth necklace dangling from around his neck. And he's got dreadlocks. It's a bit on the chunkier side. 5'6", so he's not that much taller than Blaze, but definitely not a tall guy by any stretch of the imagination.
So what's up? It's not corpo, is it? I don't want to deal with any suits.
The only suits that we deal with are in poker, right?
Hey, that's right.
Yeah?
I cleaned you up good
All right.
last time too.
Yeah. I'm glad one of us enjoyed that. He turns around and he'll just kind of slide the chain over, lock the locks one by one, just going down. And he'll stop and listen a little bit. All right, so what are you up to?
Right, the stream. And then she just flips around without missing a beat and just flashes it on. He's not on camera, right?
No.
Okay. Hey, I actually had something come up. We're gonna stream maybe later today, but see y'all then. Sorry for getting your hopes up, everybody. Bye. Okay, now that we're off air. Nothing. How about you?
Well, I got a job from Highlight. He knows my deal. We don't do corporate, so he gave me a lead on this chick over and working at Night Owl, Umbra. She's a bartender. Apparently, she's looking for a fixer and a net runner, and maybe other people. I don't know, but those are the two that he said. So.
Well, that sounds like you and me.
Yeah.
Do we know the take on it?
No, but I figured it's worth stretching my legs. Worst case scenario, it'll pay for itself in equipment or whatever. We can look for something else. If you want, we can go take a look over there after we finish voting.
You know me. I'll accompany you, but yeah.
That's how we got into this shit. You know that, right?
I know, but that requires the whole registration thing, and I'm kind of off grid right now.
And off grid is fine. Believe me, I don't enjoy the grid any more than you do. I don't know. Pay some kid who doesn't give a shit to vote for you or something.
I want to talk to kids. Fine, whatever, fine. I'll make up an alias or something.
Thank you.
Then she grabs a pair of what appears to be like suit trousers that have been heavily modified into like just those jackets that just have arms and like an upper back. And she just throws it on. And she's like, all right, good to go.
Blaze.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you wearing?
It's my newest design. It's like a subversion, you know? I've got the bottoms on the top and the top on the bottom, you know? It's like topsy-turvy. I'm trying to break into a brand deal with this sponsor on my stream. He's been in my DMs and kind of getting weird with it, but like I'm kind of into it in a weird way. Anyway, he wanted to see the design styles, and I thought I
Taharka
might
just
pitch...
turns around and just starts unlocking, just all the way down, slides the chain.
Yeah. And she's just rumbling off about this one dude.
Yeah, Taharka, this is really how it goes for almost the entire walk to the data term in the med district. You will all eventually get there, and it is Taharka, you get in that district and you're like, I should have fucking listened to highlight. It is packed with people protesting and just loud and angry. You know this place probably better than most people, and this is not the first protest, and it will never be the last. And are also probably gonna get violent pretty quick.
Yeah.
So you pop in, you put in your ID card, and you pull up. Who you voting for mayor? Got Jonathan Beam and Lucius Rhyme.
Oh man, I hate both of these motherfuckers. It's gonna have to be Lucius.
No. And then you voting for city council at all? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not voting for Torrance.
Taharka actually looks at Torrance's name for a minute, and he just kind of glares a hole into the screen, and then he scrolls back to Kimiko and selects her for the other one.
Yeah. Then Blaze, it's your turn. First, what's the alias you're voting under?
And she just sits there for a second. And then she writes in Harry Crack.
Yeah. So who do you vote for mayor and city council?
For mayor, is there a write-in option?
Yeah.
She's gonna write in Johnny Silverhand.
Ooh, very nice. And who you voting for city council?
Johnny Silverhand.
Hey, there you go. For those of you who don't know, Johnny Silverhand is a corporate war veteran from the Third Corporate War, and he's a rock star. And he's called Silverhand because one of his left arm is all cybernetic. It's all silver. And he is the former headband of the band called Samurai. And he is now, he actually died a handful of years ago, but that's only a rumor. So you didn't hear it from me. But, so both of you finished voting, and by that time, it's probably around 3. Getting through the protest and getting over there. And you look at the time and you say, okay, it's probably gonna be nighttime by the time we get to the Night Owl, which is apt. So do you head over there?
Yeah, Taharka will do his best to guide them both through so that they don't have to get any closer to the protest than they already are.
Sure.
So
All right.
he doesn't mind taking a slightly longer trip for it.
Yeah. So absolutely. So that little trip around brings you to the skyscraper that the Night Owl is in. Around that time, the camera kind of sits up in a few stories across the street from the skyscraper, and we see a familiar armored car pull nicely into a parking garage that is built into the Night Owl skyscraper. And Metal and Marco, you both arrive at that skyscraper. Uh, just because it's Metal, you know that it's the cheapest parking around. Everything else you'd have to either pay for street, which is a surefire way to either get your car repurposed by Night City Police or corporate police, or just stolen. And parking in a corporate hotel like this, it's pretty safe, and you've got the eddies for it, so it's not a problem.
So we came here to like on foot wander
You
around.
you drove. You're parking in the skyscraper, so it's got its own like little underground parking lot.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so we're gonna get out and walk
Mhm.
around the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the four of you actually pass each other as Marco and Metal come out of the parking garage, and Blaze and Taharka start to walk into the skyscraper. Metal and Marco, you only saw the protest from a distance, but it's by this point that you start to hear gunfire coming from them. This can mean one of two things: either a gang started to decided to jump in and have some fun, or the corporate police showed up and they don't fuck around like the Night City Police do. So because if a riot hits a corporate building, that's damages, and well, civilian lives to corporate police are expendable. Fixing a window, out of the question. You're looking for Lester to see a little bit around the sites. Do you have an idea of where you want to head?
Well, first I want to button my jacket up all the way for as much protection as possible.
Right.
And then she said he was coming to vote.
Yeah.
So I would kind of start heading that direction, but kind of keep an eye out for what's around.
So you know that voting happens at data terminals, these kind of pillars at most every large corner that people can just kind of put in their ID and vote and move on. So go ahead and roll a perception for me, and that's your perception skill plus your intelligence and the roll.
I'll use the right one this time.
Heck yeah.
22.
Okay. Yeah, let me roll this real quick. Yeah, you see Lester, actually. Out of all the places in the city you see him when you're kind of shocked that you do. And he looks tired. He's an older man, maybe about 6'1", 6 foot tall, thin, kind of got a longer neck, gray and kind of gray black goatee and mustache combo, and definitely very large salt and pepper hair on his head. He looks tired, like he just had a 9 to 5 long work day and is ready to go home and rest.
Mm-hmm.
And he pops this thing in the data term and says, "Oh, Metal, what are you doing here?"
Actually, Grace wanted me to make sure you did everything you needed to do, just to keep an eye out for you. So I figured I'd come down here.
Oh, well.
And my new friend here. I don't know if you came with me or you're hanging back or not.
Oh yeah, he would have
Okay.
followed you.
Well, that's really kind of the both of you. Well,
I
need
see you're
to
voting
feel-
though. I don't want to.
Oh, I finished. It's a pretty quick process. I thought about it most of the day. Well, it's the end of the day, so why don't I treat two of you to a drink? That would be good.
Yeah, probably somewhere not right here. We heard. Did you hear gunfire? I thought I
Yeah,
heard gunfire.
yeah, I did.
Okay.
Why don't we go up to the Night Owl? It's a good place, and it'll be a good way to celebrate.
Yeah, whatever you want to celebrate, I can celebrate.
Yeah. So Lester joins you and kind of leads the way for the two of you back into the skyscraper that you parked in. And as you're getting to the elevators, we see Taharka and Blaze in an elevator, and the door closes on them as another one opens for the three of you. By the time all of you get up into the Night Owl nightclub, it is nighttime. It's about 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And with the red sky and how the environment is, it's just there's no kind of transition of twilight. It's just red, black. So you make it in. It's a very snazzy place. Very midnight themed. A lot of the bar is kind of has this twilight colored glass finish to it, with some gold trim on all the angles. And this is definitely the sort of place that people keep to themselves. This is the bar where you go to if you want to have a small group or you just want to be by yourself and drink. And it's you're all here. Taharka and Blaze, you see the woman you have been told is Umbra. She's let me get her description up here. I wrote this and I want to get it right. She's got olive skin, deep purple hair, augmented eyes that change whenever she looks at either of you. So when she looks at Taharka, it's like a deep, warm green. When she looks at Blaze, it's a bright, almost neon blue. And she looks at the both of you as you sit down and is just like, how can I help you two? You looking for a drink?
Maybe a drink, maybe a little bit more. What's your name?
Umbra. What about you?
I'm Taharka. Nice to meet you. And he stretches his hand over to give her a shake.
She shakes it. She's got very rough hands, which is a little unexpected. Bartenders aren't like huge physical laborers, even though they do work with their hands a lot. She says, "It's nice to meet you, Taharka. And
Yeah.
who's your friend?"
Oh, this is
vodka screwdriver, please.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I found this in my little book, and I know Blaze is getting a little vodka screwdriver, but I've got a bunch of cocktails that are found in most bars.
Then Blaze will ask what the cocktails are instead.
The only reason I say is because there's something that is similar to what you asked for called the Silver Hand. A shot of vodka mixed with brandy, and a few drops of choo-choo thrown in for flavor.
Yeah, that's what she ordered.
Uh-huh.
I'll take one silver hand, please.
I figured as much. She looks at Taharka and says, "I mind if I pick the drink for you?"
You look like you have good taste. Go for it.
I would say so. And she serves you up a Sea Breeze. It's a non-fatal, pleasant mixture of white wine and a bit of lemon juice. Often considered a lady's drink, but also popular among a lot of the Yakuza. She throws a little sake in there as well. So, how can I help the two of you? Are you just here for a drink? I know you said a little bit more, but I know those implants on you, young lady. Looks like you're a nut runner.
Sharp eyes. And she's just gonna sip her drink. For reference, Blaze knows that Taharka does the talking, so she sort of like backseats this.
Okay. Yeah.
Because she tried doing the talking once and then he told her never to do that again.
He definitely did. He definitely did.
That's perfect. By this time, Leonard, Metal, and Marco make it up, and Leonard moves quickly to the bar and says, "Do you have any white Zinfandel?" And she looks at him and says, yeah, I do. What can I get the two of you? What do you want to drink?"
Whatever the equivalent of like gin, lemon juice, well, artificial lemon juice, and soda water.
Okay. Let's see.
Tom Collins for anybody who is interested.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll make that up for you and says, "How about you, Mark?"
You got any like herbal tea?
She looks at you for a moment and
Oh,
says,
man.
Yeah, I got something like that. Give me a second." And she steps away for a moment, and now the three, all of you are left at the bar together, just kind of waiting.
Kid, you normally go to bars to get herbal tea?
Marco's gonna like lean over the bar to kind of look over at Taharka. Be like, well, I don't go to bars, but yeah.
Actually sounds good to me. I don't know. I didn't even know that was an option.
Then from the opposite end, around Taharka, like sort of anime style, you'll just see like Blaze slip out, sipping her drink.
Don't you stream video games?
Oh my god, yeah, I do.
I recognize your hair.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Are you a fan? Are you subbed? Oh my gosh, are you a sub? Oh my gosh, are you a mutual?
I don't stream. I just kind of watch when I do stuff.
Oh, that's so cool.
But yeah, I really enjoyed when you played. Uh, uh, Skyrim.
Skyrim Double Triple Remastered Deluxe Ultimate Supreme Edition? Yeah, I love that game. Oh my gosh. The 40th release was absolute perfection. It was such a fun run through.
I thought it was really fun how you made a cat girl. I thought it was cool.
Thank you. Princess Meowsers was one of my finest hours.
Taharka just kind of casually pulls a 20 out and just slides it over to Blaze.
Okay. And then she just sort of recedes.
And so I'm gonna like lean further so I can still see Riley. Like, what did you get? That looks good. What drink did you get?
Silverhand.
Oh, okay.
And by this point,
Yes.
Umbra comes back and has both of your drinks ready, and says, "Yeah, so that's that." And she's about to go into another sentence, looking at Taharka, when someone runs into the bar from the staircase, which you're on the top floor of a 50 plus story skyscraper. And he looks trim, put together, but he's wearing a lab coat, which is a little strange. And Taharka and Metal, you're able to clock that he has two things on his person under the lab coat. One is an armored vest, so bulletproof for most handguns. And the other one is what looks like a bandolier of vials. And he runs in and looks really wide-eyed at the bartender and says, "Could I have a silver hand, please?" She says, "Yeah." Whips it up really quick, hands it to him, and he goes off and sits in a corner by himself.
Would Marco have seen this kerfuffle?
Yeah, you see him go over into the seat, but you're too busy trying to like look around to Harka to see what happened to Blaze. Like when she stopped talking, I don't understand.
Okay.
And at this point, Umbra finally looks back and says, "Looking for more. Does that mean you're looking for a job? All four of you, or just the two of you?"
All four of us? Yeah.
I need work.
Where it's, well, depending on what the job is, actually.
Great. I have no idea who these two chuckle fucks are.
Good.
Hey,
You walked in here and ordered tea.
Can we can introduce ourselves and then we'll know each other.
yeah.
That's a good point. Go for it.
I'm Marco. I'm from Kansas City, and I'm new here, and somebody stole my car. And I do medical stuff. I can fix you right up after that hangover wears off or sets in, you know.
And I'm Metal, MEDL.
Cool.
Oh, and I have a car. That's pretty cool.
See, you gotta lead with these things.
I lead with my name first, usually, but maybe I should lead with the car.
Let me
I've
tell you
got a
something.
scooter.
This is a...
You have a scooter? Like what kind of scooter?
Yes.
Like
Oh,
two-wheel?
Oh yeah,
Like-
two-wheel. Though I'm trying to mod it so that it can like do some anti-grav stuff, but I don't really know how to get into that. I've been trying to talk with my friend LaTroy into like sort of how that propulsion system was working, but you know, I'm kind of new to technology. He's more of the brains of the operation with that sort of stuff than I am.
Is it coming along? Like, is
Oh,
he doing
yeah.
it pretty good? Oh, okay, that's
Oh
cool.
yeah, he's working on it in between, you know, his college stuff.
All
as a
right, Blaze,
university-
Blaze. I know I told you
Sorry.
that I owed you $20
Yeah.
if I ever come across
Mm-hmm.
any of your fans
Yeah.
in real life.
Yes.
That being said,
Okay.
you can get a lot more than $20
Oh.
if we talk to this beautiful, astounding woman.
Mm.
Umbra, was it?
Yeah.
Umbra.
So,
What can we do for you? How can we help you out on this fine evening?
and she leans forward, and the kind of leather stylish jacket she's wearing peels back a little bit, almost in a planned show for Taharka. And then you hear the elevator beep, and Metal and Taharka, actually you all look over, and Lester also looks over. And Metal, you hear him say, "Callan?" And Metal, you recognize this individual as Callan, Lester's son. But the last time you saw Callan was probably a few years ago when you first started doing runs for your family, your new family with Tyre. He looks very different now. Taharka, you know this man as a very, very dangerous gang member. He's not an A-level threat like corporate security, but he's almost there. He was involved. There was a run-in between the Maelstrom and the Inquisitors. Maelstrom being a little bit more of a fascist sort of demagogue-style gang, and the Inquisitors being like Puritans. Anyone that has cybernetics, they don't like. There's a little bit of a run-in between them, and this man killed everyone involved in that. So extremely dangerous. Definitely corporate PD warrants out for this guy. And he looks over at his father and smiles. And he's got a pulled back, almost like gunmetal hair, as in like it changes, kind of like if you've seen gasoline that's on a concrete ground, kind of shimmers like that. And he's wearing a trim leather jacket, and it's not even hard to see, even for Marco and Blaze. He is packed. He is absolutely strapped. And he's got these kind of demolition goggles on, and he just has like a burning toothpick style cigar in his mouth, and he's got this dumb smile on his face as he looks at his dad and then looks at Umbra and pulls down his glasses and winks at her, and then heads over towards the corner where you all saw that guy, that kind of sketchy guy run before, the one in the medical coat. Do any of you do anything, or do you stay put?
Taharka calmly puts his right hand into his pocket just to check to make sure that everything's in the right pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And then he puts his hand into the left pocket and he leaves his hand in the left pocket.
Okay.
And
Oh, sorry.
go for it.
No, finish. Sorry.
He'll just kind of lean over at Umbra and say, "Talk fast, please."
He's harmless. I know him. Metal, you were going to say something.
Just to see how Lester is reacting to seeing his son kind of.
Lester seems like there's something else on his mind. Something bigger than seeing his son, who seems a little bit estranged.
Okay.
Definitely a bit more. Well, he's the least of my problems right now.
And which gang did you say he was?
So you wouldn't know the gang. Taharka
okay.
does. Taharka, the gang he's a part of is new. It's called the Bonfire.
Okay.
No one really knows what they're all about. Well, at least in the larger sense. You probably know a few people that, if you ask the right questions, you could open up a few doors and get a little bit more information. Maybe talk to them a little bit. Marco and Blaze, are you doing anything? Everyone noticed this guy come in. He was making noise as he was walking. Like, it's not plate armor, but you could hear some gunmetal clacking against gunmetal.
I'm guessing that when Taharka was like checking his pockets and stuff, did he get like tense and stuff? Because I think Marco would have picked up on that and kind of tracked where Taharka was looking and been like, kind of lean over to him. Who the fuck is that?
He's nobody, right? He's not a problem, right?
I don't know. You tell me. I don't live here.
Blaze, are you gonna do anything?
Sip,
Okay.
sip, 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 sip,
Yeah.
sip, sip.
And in that moment, the guy in the medical coat runs and slams into an elevator. And you just see Callan walking up behind him with this grin on his face and holding two large modified heavy pistols.
Yo, that dude's about to get fucking ganked. Should
Yeah,
we
he is.
do anything?
I have a question. When was the last time you got shot?
I don't want to talk about it, but
Listen, you
Cool.
four, if you want to do something, just follow him. But it's gonna be pretty dangerous either way. He's not going for you.
what
But
did that
either way,
little doctor guy do?
who knows?
Whatever he did, he's got a vest, which means he knows what's up. Now I checked my schedule for the afternoon, for the evening. I voted. I managed to move around the city a little bit, stretch my legs. I had to have this delicious drink in the company of a beautiful woman, and I don't see getting shot on my list. So
Yeah,
we can
dying's
have it
not
if
on
you
mine
want,
either. So
but things
I'm
are a
too
little
pretty
bit
to
different
die.
here in Night City. I'm not gonna argue there.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. You know, actually, I think we're all too pretty to die. Not, I don't want to put it to the test, but yeah, he has a vest. He has a vest on. I don't know.
If he makes it, he makes it. If he doesn't, well, it's Night City.
The moment
It's not like the
Marco,
cops are going to do anything.
the moment Marco says that, coming in through the other elevator, is a fire team of very heavily armored corporate soldiers, not corporate police. Corporate soldiers. They're wearing augmented power armor. They have heavy assault weapons, and then a woman. The woman we actually saw in the opening shot, Patty. She comes up to the bartender and says, "Man, lab coat. Is he here?" No, he just left. And Patty looks at the four of you. Looks you up a little bit. 10,000 eddies if you can get him alive.
Blaze will set her drink down after downing the rest of it, and then just turn to Taharka. That sounds like money.
Fuck. And he gets up from the chair.
Yeah, and she's just going to start walking.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll like kind of nudge Marco and
Yeah, I mean, just fuck it. Let's do it.
okay, we're going. Let's
Yeah,
let's go.
you all rush into one of the open elevators the same time that that the corporate goon squad kind of goes into theirs. Uh-oh. That's gonna mess some things up. Give me 1 second, folks.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
It's all good. Just need to switch things around.
Looks good on stream, I think.
Yeah, it's just some people are mixed around. We'll
Yeah, we
we'll
got a little bit shuffled
we'll
there.
push through. So you all get in the elevator, and Blaze, you realize that things are moving a little slow for your taste.
Yeah. I think she's got her apparatus on her, so she's gonna probably pull out her deck and start fiddling and fuddling, if that works.
Yeah, absolutely. You plug in without even having a check. You absolutely just plug in, and you're like, okay, I'm in. I'm in. I'm in the system.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, and you rocket the elevator down. For the rest of you, if you've ever been on like a drop ride where you're tied in, you get shot up and dropped, it feels like that, but you do not have a harness. No like serious damage is done to you, but it's just whoom, the floor is out from under you and you almost get plastered to the ceiling.
Make sure that when we hit the bottom, you're not stiff in your joints, because that's going to be really painful.
Thank you, Blaze.
You're welcome.
You all really easily follow that advice, and you hit the ground, and you all kind of tumble down together into a bit of a pile.
Try to jump up a little bit, like as we hit.
Yeah.
She's going to pull up 2 apps on her thing. She's going to pull up NetMap, and then she's going to try and hack into local cam systems to try and get eyes on them.
Yeah. So you very quickly get eyes on. The local cams show that there is... you weren't able to hear it over the screaming from going on the elevator, but the two people you're looking for are out in the street right in front of the skyscraper. On the other side of the street, it's another corporate goon squad, but they're all dead.
Uh,
And yeah,
we're headed in some heat, so anybody squeamish about dead bodies, get that out of your system right now.
Taharka takes his hand, checks his left hand, and he has his brass knuckles, and he checks in his right pocket. He pulls out a handgun. It is a where are we? There we go. It's a Federated Arms X 9mm. And he just
Okay.
kind of casually pulls the clip, checks it, puts it back.
hell yeah.
She's
and
got
has a silencer as well.
Oh,
she's got her
So he
deck
just kind of
like. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, he's just putting a silencer on.
Gotcha. While he's doing that, she's got her deck like camera strapped around her neck so that it like hangs here so that she can sort of do this. As they're like getting out, she's gonna take some wrappings and just start wrapping each of her hands.
okay. I see. Yeah. Marco and Metal, do you prepare anything?
I would probably also get my weapon, but I'd want to tell Marco, like,
Mm-hmm.
if anything happens, just get back to the car.
I think I'll be fine. I have some experience with combat.
Yeah. So you all eventually collect yourselves and head out in the into the street. And you watch as Callan just starts to stride up to the man that's kind of on the ground, on his back, crab walking away. So, disclaimer, everyone, this is going to get a little murdery. So, if that's uncomfortable with you, take a step away. Just want to have a little content warning there. Give a little bit of time. Yeah. So you all walk out and you watch as the man in the coat looks at all of you around Callan. And he starts fiddling with his coat, stopping moving, and Callan cocks both of his guns, puts one away, still cocked, and just points it at the man's head and lets rip.
Oh, okay. Well,
In that same moment, a vial is thrown at all of you. As the man on the ground throws one of the vials he had on his bandolier. And it splashes as it hits the ground, and you are all hit with at least one droplet of this violet green fluid. And as you all, go ahead.
Sorry, homeboy has a med scanner and a drug analyzer, so he would try to scan that if we have time.
Callan looks back at all of you, shrugs, pulls out what looks like a Molotov cocktail and drops it on the body. And it just goes up in flames as he walks away, just going onto the street. And in that moment, the camera kind of looks at all of the four of you standing on the sidewalk as a corporate goon squad finally comes up behind you and looks at the dead body, and the woman just says, "Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!" Doesn't even pay any of you mind and leaves. The corporate goon squad just kind of follows her. They go back inside and looks like they're going to the garage as well. None of you feel really different. You kind of got splashed with this green goo. You watched a man get executed in the middle of the street. And across the street, you can see another group of maybe 5 or 6 corporate goons that look different from the ones you just saw. Laid out and handled.
Fuck.
And with that, The camera will kind of start to pan away, going up into the skyscraper, and find itself back into the Night Owl. Where, after a little bit of watching Umbra polish things, we see Callan reappear in the club and goes and gives her a kiss on the cheek and says, "Well, that was a good tip that you gave me. Thank you for that. Well, job was done. You weren't going to give those four work, were you?" She says, "Oh yeah, I'll probably reach out to them. I got their names. It was pretty easy, especially once the Netrunner plugged into the system. Don't have her name, but I know where to find her. That's all that matters." The camera will start to fade away from that, and that is where we will close tonight's first session. So, we're going to do a round, go around. We're going to say who we are and where we can find each other. So, Melissa, tell us where we can find you and what's Metal thinking as the episode ends.
She's thinking that's the worst a job has gone for her ever. So she's not gonna tell Tire Iron about that. Not that it was her job. She's just gonna say like, "Oh yeah, I saw this crazy thing,"
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that's kind of all that's going through her mind is like, that did not go well. But other than that, you can find me at So Much Geek on both Twitter and Instagram, and here on Thursdays going forward.
Absolutely. All right, Ark, we'll go to you next.
Taharka is looking at money, like as though someone just tossed you tossed that Molotov into like a vault full of money. It's like, fuck, could he use that? It's not the violence that's bothering him right now. It's the funds.
It's the payday. Yeah.
It's the payday. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Arc Dragon Breath. ARCDRAGNBRETH. It's the same thing wherever you look. I'm the only Arc Dragon Breath on the internet somehow. So I'll be here on Thursdays. If you want to check out my Twitter, I post random shit, Black Lives Matter, tabletop stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, check it out. I hope to have more interesting tabletop stuff for you soon. So,
Ben.
Marco's kind of staring at the burning body and kind of looking down at where that vial had like shattered, and like, why would a man who knows that he's about to die throw a vial at four strangers? This is weird. I want to check that out. And yeah, I'm Ben. All my handles are Benbow Kenobi, spelled exactly the way it sounds. And I like to post shitty fucking memes, and I draw and I post art sometimes. Lots of political stuff as well. Yep, Black Lives Matter, trans rights, land back, that kind of stuff.
And finally, Riley.
Blaze's brain. Fuck. Period. I'm Riley. Don't find me. I'll find you.
Hell yeah. And I'm Cameron Blair. I don't have to tell you what anyone thought because that would take too long. But you can find me at worldsmith_cam on Twitter and on here on Twitch. And you'll find all of us here next week, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific, for the next episode of Cyberpunk Red Ascendancy. Make sure you are all taking care of yourselves, drinking water, If you're going to vote, please go vote. It's really important. Please support your neighbors and the people next to you. Practice mutual aid. We are nothing without each other. Thank you for joining us for our premiere episode. I had a blast. I hope you did too. And we'll see you next week. All right. Okay. We're good.